Hey everyone, good morning, good afternoon. This is Don Chin. I'm starting a little early just to get some housekeeping out of the way because I don't like to take too much time away from our guests and I like to keep the show close to an hour. And I have a tendency to run a little overtime sometimes, but I'm going to play the intro in a few and then I'll bring in our guests just at around the top of the hour. But before we get started, I wanted to say hello. A lot of stuff happening in this neck of the woods. It's fun stuff. There is a couple things we're doing that I haven't really talked about, but here at Parody Press, I don't know if any of you folks are watchers of the Salty Cracker Show. He's on YouTube and Rumble, and he's kind of a controversial guy, but we've been sponsoring his show for the last couple weeks. And so if you go to saltmustflow.com, you'll see that BEARDZZERKER is on his business directory. And I wanted to give you guys a little hint. Let me go ahead and share the screen with you so you can kind of see what I'm talking about. Let's see. I don't want to record this screen. I want to share it. Okay, so if you go to Salt Must Flow and then you go to the business directory, you'll see a bunch of little boxes here. And we're right here on this second tier. Actually, I'm sorry. You'll see about 16 or 20 different sponsors. But if you scroll down a little bit, we're on the meme cannon page as well as the business directory. So if you go to the meme cannon page, there's this little GIF here that should rotate and show BEARDZZERKER. Just a second. So if you go there and then you click on the BEARDZZERKER graphic, which should be coming up, I hope. I guess they're giving them a lot of bang for their buck on this. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so if you click on that, it will take you to a special tier website that they set up for us at Salty Cracker. And the URL is beardzerkercomics.com if you just want to bypass Salty Cracker's page. But that's with only one Z because the comic book itself is actually BEARDZZERKER with two Z's. But if you go to either Salt Must Flow and then the business directory, or you go just to beardzerkercomics.com with one Z, it'll take you to this page, which is kind of a landing page for Salty Cracker members. But here's the kicker is that I haven't ever told anybody. If you go to this page and you want to buy some of our products from our eBay store, you can save 20%, and you have to use the checkout code on the eBay page for our eBay store, and you'll save 20% store-wide on anything that we have on our eBay store. And my wife and I have been doing eBay for, gosh, since the late 90s. I sold a lot of collectibles, not just comics, but sporting memorabilia and stuff like that. I have a lot of baseball cards and memorabilia of, from the several years ago. So I've got a few hundred items on our eBay store, but this will take you right to our eBay store, and then you can shop to your heart's content. The business that my wife and I started was called Hobby Treasures, and we've been doing this since 1998. You can see we've sold like 14,000 things. But if you want to go shop here, you can actually check out all of our BEARDZZERKER stuff, X-Cons, X-FARCE. We have original artwork, and you can pick up stuff for less than it was on the INDIEGOGO page. So I just wanted to share that with you folks, you early birds. So if you want to take advantage of some of our specials, you can do that. Oops, is it not sharing the I'm sorry, I've been talking this whole time and I thought I was showing you the screen for the landing page. But regardless of that, you can just click on that and then it'll take you to the eBay store and you can shop just the way that I told you. So let me go ahead and also let you know that on July 9th, let me go ahead and stop sharing the screen. July 9th, there's going to be an Alterna auction. I'm sorry, not Alterna auction. That was last weekend. there's going to be there's going to be a Red Valkyrie art auction, and I was so graciously led into the auction again. I think this will be like my third time with Shay and Cyborg Valkyrie. But I just wanted to show you some of the artwork that I've got coming up. There's a Blood Realm original sketch cover I did. I kind of hamsterized it for you fans. So I'm going to start the bidding on this very low. If you want an original Don Chin cartoon, I don't do a whole lot of cartooning. I don't think I'm nearly as good as the people that I usually work with, but every once in a while I get inspired. And Blood Realm by Robert Geronimo is one of my favorite Alterna books. And I thought I would try to do something that's kind of along the lines of Blood Realm. And then I'm working on this one, which is, if you can read it, it says it came out on a When's Shay, because Shay is the name of Red Valkyrie, and of Red anyways. And so I'm working on a King Cryptid versus Shay the Red cover, and I'm going to color this. It still needs to be inked. I have to put some wings on Shay, but I'm going to have fun. I'm having fun just drawing. You know, it's been a while. So anyways, hope you guys can check that out. Let me go ahead and play the intro, and then we'll get the show started. We have Nicholas in the green room and Matthew in the green room. And I'm trying to see, I think we've got Brian from Dojo Kun scheduled to come in. Let me just make sure. Okay. He says he can stay for the whole show. He didn't, I thought I sent him a link to the show, but let me go ahead and send it to him. Hey, Brian, it is in an earlier message I sent to you on Sunday, but I'm going to go ahead and send it to you again, my friend. Just a second. Check your Twitter feed real quick, your Twitter direct message. So we'll see Brian in just a moment. He's going to be our first guest. But without any further ado, let's get the show started. And I'll go ahead and play our standard intro, and then we'll get into the show. So we'll see you guys in just a few after we play the credits. All right. All right. So now we've got all the formal intros out of the way. I'm doing good this morning. I hope you guys are doing good. I'm feeling good. It's going to be kind of a hot day here in Northern California where I'm at. I'm not in the. Most people, when I tell them I'm from Northern California, they say, "Oh, you must be close to San Francisco," but I'm not actually that close to San Francisco. actually like more like an hour away from Oregon, that part of Northern California where all the redwood trees are. And when we get a hot day here, it's like 70. 70 is like, I think I'm going to melt. Whereas you guys you're probably like, oh, like 70, that's like a piece of cake. We have a lot of humidity here. So even though it's 70 on the thermometer, it feels like it's like 90 and you just like are sweaty. So it looks like it's going to be one of those days, which I actually really like because we don't get kind of those types of days that much here in Northern California. But it's going to be great. I played a little softball last night. This old man thought he had my spirit was willing, but the flesh was weak. I missed some pop flies. I overthrew and underthrew the ball. So I'm gonna have to work on my softball skills for the next game, but hopefully it'll get better. I always think I'm like 30 years old when I'm really closer to 60, and my body is starting to show that. But hopefully you guys have your coffee. I see a lot of cool people in the chat. I kind of played some of your comments there. The one that I thought was the most interesting was Unhinged posted "I love you," and that was like on at 8 p.m. like either last night or the day before last night when I was going to say we were going to do this show. So Jason, I love you too, man. We don't interact that much, but I don't know if you were if you were drinking that night, but that was really funny to have him do that. Let's go ahead and bring in our guest. Let's bring in Dojo first. Brian, good morning.
Good morning, John. How are you?
Good. I'm good. How are you?
Well, you were talking about how it was 70 degrees there in Northern California. And to those of us in Michigan, it's funny to hear that you're so much cooler than us. We have what's called a heat advisory today because we're going to be in the upper 90s with a heat index in the low 100s.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. Yeah, it's weird. I'm not acclimated. I used to live in Virginia back in the early 90s, and we weren't used to like 90 to 100 humidity, and you just step outside and you're just totally drenched. But
stepping out into soup.
Yeah, man, you look like you look healthy and everything's going well.
It is. Thank you. Yeah. I'm excited about the campaign, but also too, I wanted to say, your intro, you've got so many projects that you've done over the years. It's like, oh, I knew that one. Oh, I had that one. It was so cool to see all of those. And I'll bet you could even do 100 more.
Oh, thanks, man. That's the goal before I leave this earth, is to keep contributing to comics. I didn't get a chance to mention though that Alterna has a new summer campaign going with his latest books, and I'm actually the first. My first Alterna story will be in. It came out on a Wednesday, number 19, which is part of this campaign, which has the Preston Azevedo cover. So I'm really excited to finally do something with Pete and company.
Well, you know what? So I didn't know that was the case, but I've already built my own bundle on that campaign.
Oh, good.
And I included it. Came out on a Wednesday, so I'll get to see it.
Awesome! I can't wait. All right. Jim O'Reilly says it's 105. Oh man, Jim just relocated to Arizona. I think he likes it, but that's like hot enough to cook an egg. Let's go ahead and bring in our other guest.
Okay.
Nicholas. Hey, Nick. Good morning.
Hey, what's going on?
I'm doing good, bud. You're you've been on my show before. You're no stranger to this rodeo. Life's okay where you're at?
Yeah, but it's 100 here before we start talking about humidity. So.
Oh my gosh! And what state are you in, if you can say?
Texas.
Oh man. Yep.
Texas.
You guys know heat over there. So we're going to talk to Nicholas after Brian about his campaign on Relentless Tin Soldier, and then we have a newbie to our show. It's Matthew. Hey, Matt.
Hey, what's happening?
I'm doing good. How do I pronounce your last name?
SHADOWPUNK.
All right.
It's SIMECEK.
SIMECEK. Okay.
Right.
Look at that.
SHADOWPUNK is much easier.
Look at that black thing in the back. It looks like ominous monolith. Is that your gaming computer?
No, Stanley Kubrick gave that to me. He said that he wanted me to carry the torch and spread the word about the monolithic thing going on. Oh,
It looks like
that's
it looks like
computer
a
that I-
combination of the monolith and then Dave's eyeball is the big red thing on the
Oh,
front.
the HAL 9000.
Yeah, Hal.
Yeah, so that's where I do all my graphic work. I do all my
Okay.
sculpts. I obviously do the comic book. I color everything on there, but it's it was built so it could do 3D rendering.
Okay.
So that's yeah.
I'm gonna ask you. I mean, we're gonna play your trailer in a little bit, Matt. But I have to say, based on your trailer, that's one of the slickest trailers I've ever seen. Did you work on that, or did you have other people work on that?
No, I did it. Yeah, I did it on that machine right there.
Oh my gosh! When you guys see Matt's computer animation and stuff, it's like next level.
Thank you.
Honestly, you did
That's
a really
really cool
good
for you
job.
to say.
All right, so
That's why I'm glad I'm going first, because I don't want to have to follow that.
all right.
Well, can I say
everybody-
something before you go? I love your cover, and I know I posted it online that you were with the split down the middle.
Hmm.
I love that stuff, man. It's so cool, and it instantly brought me back to the '80s of like a Iron Man cover or something.
That's
Or
exactly
back-
right. It was
So
an
cool.
homage to the Iron Man cover by Bob Layton. You're right.
I love it. Bob Layton's one of my favorite all the time. All the time.
He's
Yeah,
incredible.
Iron Man.
I'm on a wait
Awesome.
list to get a cover from Bob, but it's like a 3-year wait list.
Is it that long, really?
Yeah.
It's just not to derail this conversation, but so right there, you can barely see it. That is my Jim Lee Hush page, original art.
Oh, hang
And-
on. Let me make you big here for a second.
That's the original artwork from the page. That's my Old Man Logan, and so was that one. You can hardly see that one. That's the debut of Hush right there. That's the first page you really see him.
Wow.
And then that's
Very
the David
cool.
Finch Batman over there.
Oh, nice, Matt. You got some cool stuff there. So here's how we're going to work it. We're going to give each creator about 12 to 15 minutes each to tell us about what they're working on. And then at the end of the show, we're going to do the Quacky quiz. And we got some awesome prizes today. Dojo's going to give out a copy of Meanwhile, which I actually own. There you go.
Oh, he's got
Oh,
one.
wow.
He's got one. Yeah. And then Matt has got, show us, Matt. Hang on. I'll make you guys all big real quick. So you get the Old Man Logan 3D sculpt. Is that a one of a kind, Matt, or did you?
Yeah, well, I mean, I printed it. I made it and I printed it, but I'm going to make more, print more of them. So it's not the only one in the world, but they're all originally made by me. So
Awesome. That's
Yeah.
beautiful, man.
and there's
Okay.
there's body parts in the water that you'll see when you get it.
Awesome, man. Will you sign that on the bottom if someone wants, or?
Yeah, well, I'll put one of my SHADOWPUNK stickers on the bottom.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. And then Brian, let me show Brian the
Okay.
Meanwhile a little bit bigger.
All right. So this is the ash can that was offered with Siamese when that one fulfilled. And in addition to a short story in here, which introduces a number of characters, there's also some behind the scenes things. And I can turn to that page. It's the, let's see, on this page, it's the Black Eagle and Red Hawk by Gilbert
cool.
Monsanto. It's hard to do this
There you go.
backwards thing. And then
Yeah,
this
I
is the
know.
creation of Mortosis, which is one of the characters introduced in this book. So you can see how it went from the pencil rendering to the various color options, and we finally ended up on this one right here.
Awesome. Is his power bad breath, Brian, or?
Not halitosis. So
All right.
yeah, the cover is by Jose Garcia, who is
Beautiful.
prolific in CG right now. And this too is an homage. I love doing homages. You might be able
It
to
is
tell
for
that.
sure.
This one here is an homage to a number of different covers with Darkseid or Dr.
Yeah.
Doom.
Yeah.
Very
um,
cool.
So
Very
yeah,
cool.
so it's a lot of fun. And Mortosis, his power actually, he gets stronger and stronger when he experiences the grief of others.
Oh,
so,
wow.
so
Cool.
naturally, he goes arod the universe causing it, so he gets stronger.
Ah, that's
So,
pretty cool.
so you copy some people that are doing that in the world today, huh?
Yeah. So yeah, I should call him Super SJW or something.
Yeah, call him Klaus Schwab or something like that.
Let's let Nick show us a pretty cool item as well, which is someone's going to win a Pete Cimetti Relentless Tin Soldier sketch card.
Cool.
Courtesy
Nice.
of
Yep.
courtesy of our friend Nick. All right, cool, Nick. All right, well, let's go ahead and get the show on the road and let Brian share his campaign, which is called Projectile Reptile.
Okay, great. Thank you, Don. So for those of you who make the leap, you're right. I sort of got the inspiration for the name of this from one of the great people in the chat, Tentacle Pentacle. Everybody has so much fun saying his name that I thought, there's got to be some fun that I can come up with. So I came up with this one. And Projectile Reptile is going to be a part of the Dojo-kun universe, the connected superhero universe. But it starts out in the Old West. And what I'd like to do, John, is start out with a trailer, if we can do that.
Yeah. In fact,
Okay.
I have your trailer preloaded, and we'll do the question. I think it'll be a question we can just ask without playing your trailer twice. So go ahead and play it if you want. I can play it on this end, and that way it won't have any lag. Would that be all right?
Sure, that's fine. Yep.
Is that all right? Because then, because I know sometimes when people are streaming and they play the trailer, the sound doesn't actually sync up. So I'm all ready for you guys. I want to make it as smooth as possible for our readers, but we won't be able to chat until after the trailer is over. But I have it all loaded here, Brian, and I'm going to go ahead and play it. All right.
Infamous gunslinger Desmond Gibbons, better known across the Wild West as the Cactus Kid, comes to the sleepy town of Clarkson. Trouble finds him in the unlikeliest of sources, the sheriff. After their conflict, the Cactus Kid finds himself inexplicably wearing the badge of a lawman. Later, while on the trail of a serial killer, he and his deputy run afoul of a powerful druid, and the events that lead to the Cactus Kid's transformation into the hulking, four-armed projectile reptile are even more than the druid bargained for. From the Wild West to current-day Los Angeles, where he meets superheroes Black Eagle and Red Hawk, and forms an uneasy alliance with the stunning but deadly Kitty Hawk. Join the Projectile Reptile on a journey of gunslinging druidic magic, superheroes, and artifacts. Projectile Reptile from Dojo-kun Comics, only on Indiegogo. Are you ready for the truly Wild West?
All right. That was great, man.
Thank you.
All right. So tell us what it's about, my friend.
All right. So as he says, at the beginning, he's a gunslinger, and it starts out in the Old West. Through several things that happen in the story, he's inadvertently turned into the projectile reptile. The person who is trying to do him harm does something else goes awry. I don't want to give it away, but I can tell you that he didn't mean to turn him into this hulking lizard man. So even the druid who did it is, feels unfortunate that that's what happened. He actually made him stronger. A couple of things that I want to point out about this campaign is that I heeded the advice of a lot of folks in CG, and I got an editor. This is the first time I hired an editor, because with Siamese, it had already been published a couple of years ago. So for this one here, I hired an editor, and I was pleasantly surprised at the number of things that he really helped me shore up. He had a couple of instances where he said, the voice of this character goes from kind of folksy old cowboy to very articulate. He says, and either one is fine, but you need to pick one. And I think that was great advice. That was just one of the pieces of advice he gave. And I think that his contribution really helped make this an even better script than it was before. In addition to that, I've reached out to 7 people whose opinions I value and whose basically their backing I trust. If I didn't pick you, I'm sorry, I can't pick everyone. I love you all, but I picked 7 people to.
I'm so insulted.
Right. I keep teasing Joe M. Sontag for not including me in his group. You know what I mean? But yeah, so I asked 7 people to have a look at the campaign to provide their input. One of them is here in the chat. I see Amanda is with us. She's dropping the link for the sign up. And Amanda already took a look at the campaign and had some great catches. So, it's always great to get other eyes on the draft, and not just for affirmation, but to make some tweaks that make it even better. So thank you to Amanda and for the other 6 who will be contributing soon. So people have asked me, it starts out in the Old West, but then it's in current day Los Angeles. Yep, there's a lot of magic going on in this because of the Druid and a couple of other things. So I can tell you, though, that it doesn't necessarily stay in present-day Los Angeles because of the magic and the spell circles that are included. He may go back to the Old West because he was on a mission at the very beginning. When he went to that sleepy town of Clarkson, he was on his way somewhere looking for someone, and that's unresolved. So that's something that we have to get back to as well. There is a tie-in with Siamese. They make a cameo in this book, and so the plan for Dojo-kun Comics is after Projectile Reptile, which God's willing, we fulfill. It gets funded and fulfill. Then I'll go to Siamese 2. So I do have plans to move forward with the connected superhero universe. So Projectile Reptile will launch on August 13th on Bancroft Show, which is a special. It's a Saturday. He's been doing that lately. So, kudos and thank you to Michael for doing that on an extra day. And it'll be a 9 p.m. launch. And then Lord Crackhead 33, Jeremy, has agreed that we'll go right into his show after that to continue the launch party. So that'll be
Brian.
Yeah, that'll be a great evening to get this out and hopefully get it funded sooner than later. Now, one of the things I want to do is I see that you're sharing my screen. I'm going to scroll down a bit. If you sign up, when I launch, I'll provide a discount tier for the Ultimate Bundle. And then here's some art on the interiors. So these are the superheroes he meets in Los Angeles. I hesitated at first to put this one out there because it's the big reveal. But I mean, you've seen pictures of him on the sign-up sheet, so it's okay. This is where he becomes the Projectile Reptile. And as you can see, he's not real pleased about it.
Yeah, it's cool.
But it's great to show the kind of art that Caius brings to the project. And, that's a good segue into the fact that my entire creative staff will be on the launch show on Bancrofts. So Caius, the artist, will be there. Chris Leithwood, the colorist, will be there. And Eric Weathers, the letterer, will be there. So, I mean, of course it's Eric. He's the hardest working man in CG.
Yeah, he must have 4 hands, I think.
Right. Yeah, he must.
So, what Westerns inspired you, Brian? I mean, did you grow up being kind of a Western fan? And I see, when I saw your character, I looked at him, I saw the 4 hands, and I said, that's so cool. It kind of was reminiscent of Tars Tarkas from John Carter, Warlord of Mars. I used to.
Oh yeah, somebody mentioned that. Said I wasn't a big John Carter fan, but when somebody said that, I looked it up, and it must have been in my subconscious or something because I do recognize the picture of that character. So, and as far as the Westerns go, the Western comic books growing up, no, I was more of a superhero fan. It wasn't until I was an adult that I started looking at the Western comics and appreciating those. I think what really was the impetus for that, though, is when I think it was Two Gun Kid or Kid Colt, one of those guys became a member of the Avengers because he too time traveled to current day. And I remember thinking, how is some guy with a couple of guns going to be, effective on the Avengers? But then, Hawkeye's right next to him with a bow and arrow. So
that's true.
If it's well written, I guess it can work. So I thought it was pretty cool that he was included. And I have every intention of making Projectile Reptile, a steady member of the superhero universe.
Nice. So, Brian, you're set to launch. Remind us what day?
August 13th. It's a Saturday.
August 13th. Awesome. Anything else? How can we get a hold of you in cyberspace?
Oh boy. Yeah, I'm glad you asked. On my website are all of the books that I've previously published. So that's dojokuncomics.wixsite.com/dojokuncomics.
All right.
You can find me at Twitter at dojokuncomics. I'm keeping it real simple. Gmail is dojokuncomics@gmail.com. And then here on Indiegogo, just look for Projectile Reptile to find this sign-up page.
Okay. Thanks, Brian. You're going to stick around for the rest of the show, right?
Yes, I am. So I can be part of the quiz later.
Okay, cool. So let's go ahead and get our friend Nicholas up to bat. Nick, do you have something you want to share your screen with, or I can share it, whatever you're comfortable with?
Yeah, if you'll share the campaign, I think that'd be easier for me to see.
Okay.
The screen.
Let me look it up here on Indiegogo real quick. So Nick, this is your second go around, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I'll pull it up real quick here. I'm almost ready to share it.
You guys are all veterans, as far as I'm concerned.
It's fun, Matt. It's a great community. So here we go. We've got it up on Indiegogo here. If you guys want to check it out, I backed the first issue as well as Siamese, which I have the hard copies. But Relentless Tin Soldier, I liked it because when I first saw the character, Nick, I think a lot of people say, you know, it kind of looks like a little bit like a Colossus type character.
Yeah.
And that's kind of what drew me. And
yeah.
obviously you had Shelby. You had so many great artists like Graham Nolan, Shelby, Billy Tucci contribute to your first campaign. That was quite a accomplishment. And then one thing that really got me going, but I don't know if you're going to do something in the future, was there was a possible Ninja Turtles tie-in. Maybe you can talk about that if you want to, or if you don't want to, I understand. But yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, that was the Ninja Turtle thing was just more of a commission piece. It was a free giveaway just because I'm a huge Ninja Turtles fan from being a kid. I wish that I could come up with some kind of Ninja Turtle crossover thing. That'd be awesome. But issue 3 is going to be a crossover with another CG person, and we haven't announced it yet, but he's got a lot bigger following than I do, so he's going to help out a lot.
No problem, dude. So tell us about your character, and you know, kind of maybe a little bit of background to those people that are viewing that might not know who you are, but you've been kind of this quiet, quality, you know, comic book publisher, and you're with Starcross Comics. Is that correct?
Yep. We're Starcross Comics. So Relentless Tin Soldier, this is the continued adventures. I kind of like Bancroft. I don't like to put out too much about the issue that's being funded, but he'll have a new villain in this book, and he'll face some social issues with the way stuff is currently in modern culture. But so the Relentless Tin Soldier is a rookie officer who sets out to take on Marco Coletta and his crime family, who's plaguing Minneapolis. And through that, the crime family fights back, and they inadvertently create the one superhero that can bring the organization to a halt, the Relentless Tin Soldier.
What's his power?
He's basically, it's pretty similar to Colossus. He has an organic metal skin, super strength. So, I mean, it's a very similar power set to Colossus, but a very different story, very different origin.
Who's that villain, by the way?
This is Shit Show. That's the new villain for this. Yeah.
Is that really his name?
Yeah.
Good name.
Yeah, appreciate it.
I did not know that. That's hilarious.
He looks gnarly, man.
Appreciate it.
That's great.
So, Robert Powers, what I got with Robert Powers, I gave him the idea of the character, what I wanted. He's actually, so he did the artwork, the coloring. So he did the cover for me at the same time that he helped me design the character.
Monkey that can fling poo, or I wasn't. I'm sorry.
You have to read the story to see why he gets that name.
Oh, he looks cool, man. He looks kind of like the Abomination, you know, a little bit like that.
Yeah.
So Nick, let's see here. Your first issue was it was kind of like, would you say your book is for like teens or all ages, or what's your preferred age group?
I'd say it's all ages, like 80s style comic books, all ages. There is a guy that gets shot in the head in the first issue, so I mean, I guess it depends on how you look at it, but I could have read it as a kid.
Okay. And this is, one person that's affiliated with the campaign that I think Amanda said. Yeah, the Nino Telsky cover.
Yeah.
That's awesome. So it's a connecting cover. Is that
great.
Correct? I love Eric.
Yeah, so it's a connecting cover. So if you back this and Tragedy 3, which is supposed to come to Indiegogo, I think within the next month or so, you can put the two covers together and it creates that one large image.
Cool.
That's awesome, man. So
that's a totally different book?
Yeah, so that's Tragedy 3. It's a completely different book.
Cool.
But And so we had Eric Nolentowski do the cover because he does great covers and great artwork. And if you back that cover, it's a great standalone cover, even if you're not interested in the other book. But if you get both, you can, put them together to create the big image.
And it looks like you have a kind of a tie-in with Final Boss.
Yeah, so Tyler Kirkham, that's it. It's actually his book, Final Boss. I just have a variant cover or an exclusive cover, and you can get it as an add-on to this campaign. But that's the original art that's available for it.
Sweet.
It's also Eric Nolentowski did that cover.
I'm sorry, my phone. I forgot to turn it off for this show.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, this artwork is great, Nick. And is this a
yeah? So that's Alessandro Ventura artwork.
Very
and
sweet.
the artwork's, as far as the pencils and the inks, it's completely done. We're still getting a few pages colored, but it's almost completed.
Okay, this is one thing I didn't notice before. Your figures.
Yeah, that mold's not done. That's Eric Hutful's. He does all the little Keshi figures for all the CG campaigns, and so we're doing the Tin Soldier one, and it's available as an add-on.
Okay, and let's see what else you got here. Some prints from Shelby.
Yeah, so that's gonna be 11 by 17 art print because everybody seemed to love that cover, and it was exclusive to the first campaign, so you can't get it anymore. So I offered a art print of it.
Did Shelby color this too?
Yeah, Shelby did all that. 100% of it, colors and everything.
I don't know if you knew this, Nick, but we published him first back in the 90s. He worked on Stargate.
Did you?
Yeah, we go way back.
I kind of take credit. For the Shelby cover phenomenon. I was the first one to have a Shelby cover, and everybody else kind of fell in line, which I don't blame.
Yeah, Shelby's he actually for the price you get a lot for your money with Shelby.
He is so underrated. I can't believe that to me he's underrated.
Tell us about this pencils.
So that is actually unlocked. I need to update the campaign, but that's the art print. That's the first stretch goal, and it's already been unlocked. And it's currently being inked by Matt Banning.
Oh, that's nice. Who's the artist on this?
Alan Goldman, which is another artist I take credit for because I've released several pieces of art by Alan Goldman, and there's a lot of CG guys starting to come in and releasing Alan Goldman art too.
Yeah, I think I just saw him on the Replicators.
Replicator 4, yeah. Genuine Comics just released something too.
So how are you?
And Alan Goldman, if anybody's interested in Alan Goldman, he is a great artist, easy to work with. He's very affordable. So if you're putting something together, you ought to reach out to him.
Yeah, is he? Does he have like Marvel and DC credits, or he looks like he's that?
Yeah, good. I know he's worked for DC Comics or used to in the past. I don't know about Marvel, but I know he's got DC credits.
Yeah, he's really good. I have to. Does he have a Twitter or anything?
Very good. Yeah, he's on Twitter. Can't remember how I originally reached out to him, but yeah, he's on Twitter now, so you can reach out to him on Twitter. He has a Facebook page.
Final Boss variant.
Yeah, well, yeah. So the comics actually got a colored cover, but the original art for my variant covers is available on this campaign, and it's Eric Nolentowski did that art.
Okay. Awesome. So Nick, you are you funded, so you're on track to get this bad boy published, but you can obviously always use more. This is definitely, obviously it's a Relentless Tin Soldier. Who's he fighting?
So this is just a fan art commission I had done. I have a lot of commissions done, and this is the original art's available on the campaign. But he's fighting Aaron Lopresti's Garbage Man.
Ah, okay, that's cool. And who did this artwork?
JC Football.
You're good at finding a lot of untapped talent, Nick.
Yeah, I try to.
Look at this piece. Holy
I try to have a mix of bigger names and guys that Alan Goldman did this too, and that's another. It was just a fan art commission I had done, and this original art was available, but Sumo actually already picked this up.
Now, I was going to ask you, Nick, can you tell us what you do as your day job, or is that something you'd rather keep private? No,
that's fine. Actually, I'm a full-time police officer, and I actually pick up a lot of security jobs to kind of help fund making the comics.
Gotcha. Well, thank you for your for putting your life on the line. That's not an easy job.
I appreciate
in this stage. How long have you been doing comics now?
My Relentless Tin Soldier was my first comic, so this is my second one.
Okay.
I mean,
Were
I've been a
you,
fan forever, but
I was going to ask you, are you more of a Marvel guy or DC, or did you like indies?
I grew up on DC, and then 90s Image, you know, the big six.
Awesome. Well, thank you for sharing.
Just on that note, we've kind of already announced it, but issue 3 is going to have a Rob Liefeld cover.
Oh, yeah. I saw you post
How
on
are you
Twitter.
doing this?
I know. Isn't that crazy? Isn't that crazy?
We're going to have to nickname him Midas or something.
Wow.
Well, I just went to his house and backed up a dump truck full of money and dumped it out. So,
Right.
Seriously.
Liefeld, that's quite a feat in itself. I'm sure that who are you going to get color? Maybe Matt Yackey?
I hadn't decided that yet. He contacted me to Sunday and said this week it should be done. So once I get it, I'll start figuring out the colors. But and you know,
Wow.
let's be honest, that's not cost effective. You know, for me to get a Rob Liefeld cover, that's fan service to myself. You know, I
Totally.
want Rob Liefeld to draw my character. So
Right. When you're 90,
Yeah.
you'll say, I did that.
yeah.
That couldn't be cheap, because I know he's probably Fraga is expensive, and Rob must be like even more than that.
And I'm going to kind of give away some future stuff. Like I had Shelby do issue 1. Rob Liefeld's going to do issue 3. So I think I'm going to try to do like an Extreme Studios thing and reach out to Art and try to get something from him and Moret Michaels and Dan Fraga. And,
Wow.
you know, a lot of those
That's
guys
fun,
from
man.
Extreme Studios that are really cool.
It's so cool with the internet to be able to connect with the people that you grew up, you know, admiring.
And that's the coolest thing about CG, like, is that you can connect with all these artists. Like the way I came into CG is I found Billy Tucci in doing the first She book that he did for the She Return of the Warrior. And I kind of followed Billy Tucci over here, and I reached out to Billy, and he was so great. I reached out to him and said, hey, can I get a cover from you for my first book? And without hesitation, he's like, yeah, absolutely. And to me, that's just awesome.
Yeah, Billy's he's a true great dude. He helped us with BEARDZZERKER, letting us use She on the cover, so that was really fun. So Nick, how do we get a hold of you if we want to find out more about your stuff?
Yeah, so I'm on Twitter. It's just my name at Nicholas GEER, and Relentless Tin Soldier has a Facebook page, and if you reach out on there, you can reach out to me.
Okay, thanks, man. Well, it's so good to have you on the show. I know you're going to stick around for the quiz at the end. So let's give the floor to our newbie, Mr. Matthew Shadowpunk. So we're going to go ahead and scroll his little Indiegogo link at the bottom of the screen. Matt, did you want me to share your screen, or do you want to share it?
Could you scroll through it yourself?
I did.
It? Oh, okay.
Yeah,
you can show you can do it.
Okay, let me pull it up real quick so I can get it ready for everybody. So I want to play your trailer, but let me just pull up your campaign first, make sure I have it all ready to go. So you also launched on Bancroft this last weekend, right?
Yes. Yep.
And how did that go?
Pretty good. I'm funded right now, so which is a good thing. And that was just a few days ago. So yeah, we're doing good. Good.
Well, you reached out to me on Twitter and said, I'm launching this campaign in a few months. Could you make some space for me? So I saw you, and then I clicked on your Twitter and kind of read about you, and then you launched this trailer, and I just went, holy smoke. So let's go ahead and take a look at, you've got 2 trailers. I think the one that I preloaded is the short one.
Okay.
It's still pretty cool. So let's go ahead and play that. Enjoy, guys. If you haven't seen this trailer yet, I think you'll like it. I actually got goosebumps
Yeah,
watching
okay,
that.
good. That's crazy. That's crazy.
Matt, you must be, I mean, you are obviously skilled. You must do this for a living because that's all so professional. Are you like a animator, or what's your background?
My background is in motion graphics and compositing, and special effects. I learned how to do character animation by doing this. So, that's kind of why it took so long for me to make the movie and to make the trailer. Is just learning how do you do it, right? It's not as easy as I thought it was going to be, and so there was a big learning curve. But I already knew that a lot of the software, so that helped.
How long did that trailer take? It looks like it was a lot of man hours.
Yeah, it took about 6 months. And there's scenes I made that I took out eventually, right? Like I got halfway done. And I'm like, I don't think this is gonna fit. Yeah, so there's always an iceberg effect, right? You just see the top.
Well, you did great. Tell us about your character. It sounds like it's looks a little scary. Looks like it's post-apocalyptic type. Tell us about the.
Yes.
Go
Yeah.
ahead
So
and scroll down.
it takes place in the future, and she is living alone in the ruins of the city, and she's lost, and she's trying to find her family, who she's been separated from. And she has to contend with the gangs that run the city and the guild that also runs the city from the very top. And she's basically just surviving. And during this process, she runs into what's going to become her mentor. And this mentor has technology, but he's too old to do anything about it with it. And he wants to fight the people that run the city, and he can't do it himself, so he gets her to do it. And she does not want to do it. All she wants to do is find her family, right? And he wants her to help him take down these people. And that's kind of the story. So
cool. Is this her name is Mira, right? Your main character?
Yes.
So this image that I'm showing right now, I'm looking at it, and it's obviously very striking, almost kind of Steranko-ish to me. Are you the artist on this, or what's your?
Yeah. Yep.
So this is your artwork right here.
That is mine. Guilty as charged.
You are really good.
Nice. You know, it's funny you say Steranko, and he is another. I haven't brought him up before, but yeah, he's definitely an influence on me.
So cool.
Thank you.
This is for your first project, very polished, man. I mean, everything, coloring, production. I can tell you put a lot of thought into this. And so what's been your experience so far? Just kind of doing comics?
It's been pretty exciting. From the animation to today, everything has been like you got to learn how to do this right now. Right.
Right.
So every day is a new day. I learned how to 3D print in January. Oh. I've been sculpting my own characters for a long time, but I've never done any printing per se. And so I bought a printer so that I can sell my figures. Right. And there's a picture of her in the campaign. And to the people that did back, a lot of those have already gone out. I've already fulfilled
really
about more than half of them. And all the T-shirts have gone out, and I'm in the process of finishing off what I have to do for the figures. So,
they're right there. Is that it right there?
Yeah, that's the 3D render, and that's the actual print on below it. But yeah, if you click that, you can see it.
Yeah, that's sweet, man.
Thank you.
Is there anything you worked on that we would have known other than, you said you do motion graphics. Do you do special effects for movies and stuff?
No, not movies. I would do things for like the auto show. Sometimes I would do commercials.
Okay.
For years, the Navy had a bumper at the end of all their commercials, and it said the Navy, and it looked like gray metal. They kept that for like a decade, and I did that.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
but
So for a lot of commercials, then probably
commercials and trade shows. Like I would do stuff for the auto show, and like one time I had before they did this stuff back in like 2005, I had one where we have a giant screen at the auto show that's massive. I mean, big, right?
Yeah.
Way bigger than movie screens. And so what you did is you flew through the city of flat images of, like, for example, like Chicago, right? So you flew past the buildings, and I cut the buildings out, and then you went underneath the train, all flat images that look 3D, and then you end up on the first frame of the video of the module of the car, right? And so back then, nobody had ever done anything like that. And that was a big deal. That was a lot of fun. So,
yeah. Look at this. You must have painted this sculpture, right?
yes.
Wow, that's incredible.
Thank you.
But the figure that you're getting, it's like it's plain, and you paint it yourself. Is that? the way it works, or-
No. Most people order the painted one.
Okay.
But I just painted them for free. But
Wow.
you could get the one that's unpainted, like this one.
Okay.
One guy, because some people are really big into painting, and I wanted to offer that as an option because people love to paint their characters, and it also blows my mind to see somebody else paint my character, right?
Yeah.
So there was a couple people that got the unpainted version, and so I'm happily waiting to see what they come up with.
How much is the figure plain and painted?
It's just I'm painting them for free, so it's $45 for.
Are you serious? That's
Well, totally. But the thing is, I'm not paying anybody to print it for me or sculpt it for me.
true.
So
But still,
yeah.
that's pretty impressive, man. I've been seeing these figurines. It's when someone offers a figurine on a campaign, it's very enticing to me. I saw the one on Adam Lawson's Exiled. I think that's only for day one backers. If you paid $100, you'll get the Wesley Snipes figure for free.
Oh,
But
cool.
yeah, the 3D stuff that you guys are doing is just like totally mind blowing. I love it. So Matt, what would you say is the best bang for your buck on your campaign?
At the very top, my first perk is the full blitz, and
Okay.
that's where you get shirt, the comic book, and the figure at a discounted
Wow.
price.
Nice. You mean, so if I'm going to back all your guys' campaigns, because I'm already familiar with Nicholas's and Brian's work, but yours is, you're my first time I've met you, but $80, that sounds like a great deal. And you're saying that you will paint it in the $80 tier, or?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Okay. Wow.
That's and you can choose either one actually. But yeah, for free, I'll paint it. So
Great.
yeah.
We got Dave in the chat. We just mentioned you, Dave, about Alan Goldman, I think. No, I'm sorry. Was it Alan Goldman I think Dojo was saying?
Yeah, Alan Goldman.
Okay, I say Nicholas was saying he's in Genuine's campaign as well. So Matt, in about 2 more minutes, we're going to start the Quacky quiz. So anything else you want to share about this campaign, and anything you want to?
Well, I'll just say, since I'm doing everything on the campaign, writing it all the way down, everything, right? The whole thing is a massive personal passion project for me. I love comics my whole life, just like you guys, right? And I didn't even know if I could do a comic a couple years ago. And someone said, why don't you do a comic of your thing? And I thought, oh, maybe I'll try to do it and see what I can do,
Yeah.
And it's, if I never do anything in my life, I did a comic book of my own character. Right. And I know for some people that's like, it's just like Brian and Nicholas. It's like, it's a thing where it's in you. You're going to do it. You're going to do it whether you make money $1 billion or you don't make $1 billion. because
Yeah.
it's part of us, you know? So
Yeah. That's awesome, Matt. Well, you've got great energy. I noticed, I thought I was praying for you last weekend because you were launching and then you had a power outage.
yes,
Right?
Yeah.
yes, that was my, that was a crazy day. And I didn't get scared though, because I figured that if I had 20 different options before I had to get scared, right? Because I had to move my whole computer setup that I knew worked on the internet, everything, no problem. I had to move that across town. And I just went into army mode, right? And I did everything and I did it. I even made like, if you watch my launch, I made a helmet and I made my SHADOWPUNK glasses. So I was all geared up, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, I love it, man. I'm so excited, and I'm so proud of the fact that people bought my comic book, right?
Nice.
It's so amazing that people buy our stuff and they feel that they get our energy and our inspiration, right?
Yeah.
Because that's
Totally
what it is,
cool.
you know. I mean, let's be honest. The whole it's a challenge to make a comic book.
Mhm.
Yeah. It takes a lot of work. I think people, if you can get like 1 or 2 books out a year, that's accomplishment. Especially, I think all of us guys are probably, this is like our hobby, our second job, not our
Yep.
full-time job. And so when you've got your own 9 to 5 and then finding the energy to do it either after work or during the weekends, it takes a lot. And I respect all you guys. So let's go ahead and do the Quacky quiz, guys. So if you're in the chat, this is the way it works. I'm going to let each gentleman, we're going to have a prize for each one of our gentlemen. I'm going to flash a quiz during either our chat or during the trailer. And if you're the first person to answer the question in the chat, you will be the winner of the prize. So for Brian, he's going to give away a copy of Meanwhile, which I think he'll probably sign, right, Brian?
Oh, sure, I will if they want me to. Yeah, you bet.
Awesome. Okay.
So this is the ash can, Meanwhile.
Awesome. And it's how many pages, Brian?
It's 5 pages of story with a lot of other behind the scenes pages.
Okay, cool. All right. So here's the deal. I already played your trailer once, but I might as well play it again, and I'm going to flash your question along the bottom. All right. So here we go, guys.
Okay.
Here's the contest for Meanwhile from Brian. All right.
Infamous gunslinger Desmond Gibbons, better known across the Wild West as the Cactus Kid, comes to the sleepy town of Clarkson. Trouble finds him in the unlikeliest of sources, the sheriff. After their conflict, the Cactus Kid finds himself inexplicably wearing the badge of a lawman. Later, while on the trail of a serial killer, he and his deputy run afoul of a powerful druid, and the events that lead to the Cactus Kid's transformation into the hulking, 4-armed projectile reptile are even more than the druid bargained for. From the Wild West to current-day Los Angeles, where he meets superheroes Black Eagle and Red Hawk, and forms an uneasy alliance with the stunning but deadly Kitty Hawk. Join the projectile reptile on a journey of gunslinging druidic magic, superheroes, and artifacts. Projectile Reptile from Dojo-kun Comics, only on Indiegogo. Are you ready for the truly Wild West?
All right. So there's the trailer again. I forgot to ask you, Brian, does the character, besides Projectile Reptile, does he have a human name or?
Yes, he's known as the Cactus Kid, but he's also got a regular name, and it's Desmond Gibbons.
Okay, I like that.
Thank you. And we already have a correct answer in the chat.
Do we?
From
Awesome.
Dave Brink of Genuine Comics. Yep.
All right. Different tales, one black, one white. Congratulations, Dave. Are we going to penalize Dave because you have to send it to the Netherlands or?
No, that's okay.
All right. And I heard in your trailer the second time you mentioned the word afoul, and I forgot to play the Quacky quiz promo. So hang on. All right. So there's the Quacky quiz promo, our bongo duck. So Dave, I think you know how to get a hold of Brian Daves to give each other your contact info. So
I have his address.
All right, we'll let you guys handle that. So let's go over to Nick,
Okay.
and we'll let Nick do his his spiel for the Peter SIMECEK card. Let me show you real quick. I don't have a trailer for you, Nick, but we do have a question. So let's go ahead and see the question. All right.
So this is a sketch card. So it's original art by Peter SIMECEK, and of course he signed it right there.
All right. Sorry, let me get rid of the scrolling question. It's probably confusing because I have two. I just need to get rid of one banner here. All right, here we go. So is this on your campaign page, his name, or would you have to back the
I know it's on the first one. I'm pretty sure it's on the second campaign.
Okay. You guys can Google this if you don't know it off the top of your head. I know it because I read the first book, and I don't think Nick mentioned it during the quiz. So you're going to have to put on your thinking caps. We'll give you a little bit more time. And so how does this sketch card come into play? Did you ask Peter?
No, I backed one of Peter's campaigns for the sketch card thing, and he asked me who I wanted. I just told him to do Tin Soldier.
Awesome. Just so Dave knows, Dave, you won Brian's Meanwhile ash can, and our good moderator Amanda is the winner of your sketch card. Congratulations.
Appreciate
All right,
it.
Amanda. Do you know how to get a hold of Amanda? Because if you don't, she can.
Yeah, I do. Yeah, I've got.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Congratulations, Amanda. She won that one. We're going right through these. I think we're going to finish on time. That's always a nice surprise. And so our last guest will be Matt with his cool Old Man Logan. Now that is super cool. So you have a 3D printer in your house, Matt?
It's right there.
Really?
Off screen. Yeah.
How much do those things cost?
It wasn't too bad. This one here probably cost $250, and then the new one I bought, which is 3 times the size, was $500. And it's
they've
totally
really come
printed.
down.
I'll tell you what, man, I never knew I could do 3D printing, and now I'm totally into it.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. So
we're
gonna do.
Are
I'm gonna
panelists
mix
eligible?
What's that, panelists? Yes.
Are panelists eligible to win that?
Yeah, as long as it's not your campaign question, I will allow Nick and Brian to participate in this. I'm going to throw you guys a little curveball. We already played Matthew's awesome Shadowpunk trailer, so you're gonna have to know a little bit of 80s movie trivia because I'm going to play the clip, and you have to know what movie the clip is from. So here we go, guys. I'm not going to give you guys any spoilers. I'm just going to go ahead and play the little clip here.
And as for my American friend, the CIA thinks it can infiltrate the mountain of Dr. Crud. You can't scare me, you slant-eyed yellow bastard. Take him to Detroit. No! No, not Detroit! No! No, please! Anything but that! No! No! No!
This way, gentlemen. I'll show you to your rooms.
For the racist comment.
Love it.
I'm Asian, so I figured we could let it slide.
Well, you can do that.
Well, I'm from Detroit. I'll let it slide.
Yeah, I figured after I read your synopsis, Matt, that would be an inside joke. So anybody know what that movie is from? It was actually, let me give you some more. I think John Landis was one of the directors or producers on that. Guys, it was from the 80s. It was kind of like a parody movie before Airplane came out. Hojo said, uh-oh, I got a dog friend here, and my wife just unleashed the hounds. Yeah, I just pulled my race card, Pedro. You guys don't know what movie that's from. Oh my gosh. Not American Ninja. Let's see. Not Kung Fu Hustle. Hey, Pops, good to see you. Amanda guessed Kung Pao, Enter the Fist. You're close, Amanda. It is an Enter the Dragon parody, but it's not Kung Pao. Let me give you another hint. It has the name of a fast food franchise in it. But they abbreviated the fast food franchise.
Can I give a hint? Because I think I might have a guess.
Okay, give a hint.
Okay,
He can't win.
Something to do with Kentucky Fried Chicken.
Oh, it might. It might, Matt. Oh, Hojo. That is correct. It is Kentucky Fried Movie. It's some hits and some misses in that, but it's got like a 15-minute Enter the Dragon spoof that's absolutely hilarious in it.
Cool,
so that was the clip. Hojo, you win. I will go ahead and I think I have Hojo's info in my DM, so I'll send that to you, Matt, and you can send him the Old Man Logan. Oh, wait a second. Oh, Hojo, that's correct. You said Kentucky. We hear you. And then Pops, I'm sorry, no consolation prize, but Pops wins all the time, so I think he'll be able to live with that. Guys, it's been a pleasure. We're at the top of the hour. I hope you guys have a great day. Thank you for everyone in the chat that hung out with us today. I had a good time. I think that's going to do it for. Yeah. Anything else you guys want to say before we hang up?
Thank you so much for having us on, Don. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, appreciate you having us on.
I'll say I got one thing to say. SHADOWPUNK.
You're fun, Matt. You're fun. I'm glad you're in California too. You give me some hope, man.
I'm in Michigan, man. I'm Michigan.
No, you're not.
I'm in Detroit.
Oh, that's right.
Remember?
That's right. All right. Well, you guys, everybody, have a great day. We will see you next time. Next week, I think I'm just going to do an unboxing show next week. I've got so much mail. I just got to open it and share it with you guys. So we'll talk to you guys later. Go back these guys' campaigns. The Alterna Summer bundle is up. I'm in that. And please catch the Red Valkyrie auction on July 9th. So we'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.
Appreciate y'all.